what is it going to take to get, you know, Buddhist, vegan, cyclist guy in a car? Is there an eco option that's kind of cool? We'll see. So there don't seem to be any bike racks here at the Toyota dealership. So I guess we got to take some VIP parking right here. Okay, I'm honored to be here today with Steve Dorsom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome to our store, Waylon.
So you've been general manager here at Boulder Toyota for a couple years.
For the last 13 years, been here at the store for 27 years.
Wow.
Actually came here as a salesperson.
Wow. So today we're here, Elephant is here to kind of help our readers understand what eco or eco-ish options there are. Generally, obviously with Toyota, there's what, like 7 different options?
That's exactly right, between hybrids and then just other eco models. And
Yeah.
Toyota's been on the cutting edge of that technology for quite some time.
There's a couple options that don't scream, you know, hybrid, eco.
Well,
they say them on the back probably.
Exactly, and then gas mileage is certainly important, but the Prius makes a statement, and that's what a lot of our buyers are about. Makes a statement that I'm doing my part in reducing the carbon footprint and helping save energy. So that's a big thing with our buyers.
Yeah, and I think people love to make fun of that kind of attitude, but I actually think it's pretty important. You know, if you're demonstrating that you're buying organic or demonstrating that you're bicycling.
Same thing.
You know,
Absolutely.
hopefully you inspire other people to care. You don't have to be pious about it. You know,
exactly.
That's a good nickname for Prius is the pious. You don't have to be holier than thou about it, but you can say, well, I have to drive, I have to commute, I have kids, whatever.
So what are my best options?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an imperfect world, so you got to just do your best. But so this is, of all the Toyota cars in the lineup, you drive a Prius.
Yes,
and this is the one you drive here.
Yep, this is my car.
So why do you choose to drive a Prius versus all the other Toyota cars?
Well, my motivation, number one, is fuel economy. That's not necessarily always the most important thing to our customers, but it is high up there. But the other thing is just with traffic, it's very easy to maneuver, it's very easy to park, and it's got all the performance that I need or want, and I just love the technology as well.
Yeah. Comfort-wise, use-wise, what do you like about the interior?
Comfort-wise, it's got plenty of room. I think a lot of people, Waylon, think the hybrids are small, underpowered cars.
Yeah. No. They're not smart. They're not smart cars.
Absolutely not. And this particular one has the Soft-Tex material, which is not a leather, and Toyota uses that because it's a more environmentally friendly materials. This is a solar-powered roof, which
oh yeah, these are all solar panels.
They're solar panels, and what that does, it'll keep the car cool by activating the ventilation system.
So it's still, you know, still obviously put gas in it.
Yep, we do put gas in it. It's a 13-gallon tank, and it's got about a 650, just depends, cruising range. So you could drive here to Missouri, St. Louis. Never stop at the gas station, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And
that's been a big problem with all electric so far, is the range is so limited.
You're exactly right, and some of the fully electric vehicles only have a 75 to 100 mile range.
Right.
And as I said, the plug-in Prius has an 11-mile range, but then it converts to the gasoline engine, so you've got a safety net there.
But with gas, you could go another couple hundred, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So a big, I don't know if it's an urban myth or a fact, maybe you can help us with that. But whenever I say, you know, talk about Priuses with Elephant, people always say, you know, there's a study that actually they're far less eco because of the battery, la 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 la. I think that was only first generation, right?
Yeah, I think there was a lot
improved.
And it's interesting, there's a lot of misconceptions about those batteries, because early on, and the thought was that they're going to be $10,000, $12,000 to replace a battery. And it's just like anything, as production increases, costs go down and they get more efficient. But these batteries, they have an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty and less than 1% failure rate.
So yeah, a lot of our viewers, I know myself, you know, we want kind of the perfect car. We want like a solar powered car with 0 emissions, that you have awesome range and everything's made out of recyclable stuff inside.
Sure.
You know, but that doesn't exist obviously. But then you look at, you know, the car industry overall, it's such an immense industry in terms of employment and manufacturing and carbon footprint. A big part of the message today, at least for myself, is not to make perfect the enemy of the good, if you know that expression. This is a good car. It's a lot better than most. It's far from perfect, you know, far from the dream car.
You don't want to destroy the good because it's not great.
Right.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
And Toyota, like you said, they just keep improving this process. Again, 3rd generation Prius, and it's just gotten better and better and more efficient.
So that naturally leads us, maybe we could take a stroll to the SUVs, and see Prius C there.
Well,
Prius
if we could just look at the Prius V if you'd like.
Right.
That's the one we were talking about earlier.
All right, so this is a Prius V. This is like a station wagon or a truck in a Prius.
Yeah, exactly. So the difference, and Prius V, it's versatile. It's got a little more room in it. So not that you're going to haul lumber, but
Sure.
for that guy that needs a little more room but doesn't want a truck or anything like that. Now the downside is it comes with a little more weight. There's a little more sheet metal here that's a little bit longer, so your fuel mileage does go down. So you're going to be like 44 as opposed to 51. So that's the downside.
Yeah.
The plus side is you have more room. So like I told you earlier, like 34 cubic feet as opposed to 21 cubic feet in the regular Prius.
So it's a third larger or
yeah,
more.
Exactly.
So who buys these? Is it families?
Families, yeah.
So these seats fold down, and then you have, right?
Yes.
And you have this pretty roomy storage area. Could you use this for like camping or something? Does that flatten out more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's about as flat as it goes, but
yeah, because we obviously have a lot of climbers and stuff in Boulder.
No question.
Would love something.
Yeah.
Cool. And again, the interior is a little more eco with the plastic.
With the soft tex? Yeah, the soft
yeah.
tex.
Cool. Prius V. Okay, so here's the Prius C. This is probably my favorite in terms of feel, like drive. You know, driving it is like
feels a little sportier. Yeah.
So what do you think of this thing?
I love the Prius C for the reasons that you said, but you still don't compromise too much space on it. You still got a lot of versatility in this car.
So it'd be comfortable for someone like me, 6'3", is pretty
absolutely,
roomy.
yeah. And depends how you're built. You know, this particular one has a sunroof, so the sunroof can cut your headroom down a little bit, but certainly one without. But you should be able to fit in either one, I think. But you know, and it's for somebody who doesn't want to go all the way up to a Prius V or something. That's a little more affordable. This car starts around 20 grand,
and then the standard Prius, what you drive, how much is that?
That car will average right about 25,000. You can actually build it all the way up to 33, 34,000.
For the luxury, for the
guy that loves the gadgets.
Yeah,
the solar panel roof and the soft text.
So like the one you have is pretty fancy, I bet.
Yeah, it does. It has a lot of tech, but it's not a top of the line. There's some really cool technology, lane assist, all these kind of laser cruise control. Sky's the limit anymore. I'm not a big gadget guy, but
laser cruise control.
The cruise control uses laser radar in the front bumper to estimate the distance between vehicles.
Simpler the better, but the hybrid Highlander, they just redesigned that car, and we haven't gotten a hybrid yet in that version. So you get about 30% more horsepower in that. It's not a 50 mile to the gallon SUV. But
so they're using the hybrid technology to give it more horsepower instead of MPG savings.
Yeah, and the only difference is you have 2 electric motors with four-wheel drive. So, but it's the same technology. Then you have the Camry hybrid, and now the Avalon, which is a full-size luxury car that comes in a hybrid as well. So that's an emerging market, I think.
So let's look at that last.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Corolla?
Yeah. What do we got here?
This is the 2015 Corolla Eco.
Okay.
And this is a great alternative for somebody who may not like the style of the Prius. If they don't like the hatchback style, the Corolla is one of our tried and true cars, one of the Toyota staples over the years, and conventional styling, very sporty styling. But it's the Eco. It has an Eco button on it and a little bit of different valve technology. And this car will get you 42 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
Still a $20,000, $21,000 car. So, you know, right in that price range of a Prius C, but conventional styling, again, for those who may not care for the hatchback style.
So this is a great daily commuter, kind of everyday family, whatever kind of purpose.
Absolutely, and not a hybrid, just a
Right.
gasoline car.
Wow. So what's the Eco? How does it save all that gas?
Well, in essence, the Eco button will slow everything down.
Right.
Acceleration will only let you go to a certain point. Air conditioning will not work at maximum capacity. All those type of things that can draw power away. And then the valve system they have in the Corolla is it breathes easier, so it allows more air in there and gets you a little better gas mileage there as well.
Yeah, people forget that. I mean, when we talk about Eco cars, like getting dead weight out of your trunk, people drive with stuff in their trunk like for years. That hurts your MPG.
Every
right?
little bit helps. Tire pressure is a
Tire
big one here in
pressure,
Colorado
huge.
because
That's
of
a huge one.
Yeah, where we're at and
Right.
and the fluctuations in temperature.
Yeah.
And you know, from the mountains to the flatlands.
Yeah,
and
AC.
all that. Yeah.
Cool. Love that. Yeah. So what other little tips are there to, you know, not accelerating, decelerating unnecessarily all the time?
Yeah. Well, in the Prius, one thing we didn't talk about, but when you're coasting, it regenerates the battery and charges the battery, or when you brake.
Yeah.
So that's a cool little feature.
Good point.
And the Prius itself does have an electric only mode, but it's only for like a mile. And so like Whole Foods parking lot, right?
Yeah,
Driving around there looking for a parking spot, you put in electric mode and that's all.
That is about a mile.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we've done it. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, you bet.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Good to meet you. Thanks for coming up.
Good man. So, we had a fun tour of Toyota. We saw the menu that's available to all of us now. For a hardcore like vegans, cycling, Buddhist, Portlandia type person, there's probably no option that's great yet. If I'm gonna go on a day trip to hot springs or skiing or whatever, I'd probably just rent a car or go with friends. That way I don't have to pay insurance and I'm not creating this whole new car. Remember, we have to mine all these materials and then they have to go somewhere, all the plastic and the leather from the seats. It's pretty energy intensive. But if you're a family person or a young person, you need need a vehicle, there's a lot of good options right now. We can't make perfect the enemy of good. So there's a lot of good options right now. They're not nearly good enough, and hopefully the fuel cell thing will happen, or the electric thing, like with Tesla, will continue to happen. So in conclusion, right now, I'm definitely not convinced. I'm still going to keep cycling. I'm still going to keep busing when I want to go to Denver, or renting a car if I want a road trip. Car share is another amazing opportunity for people, usually in urban environments. They're pretty amazing now. They've come a long way. Things like Uber, cabs, good old-fashioned cabs are great options. I think that's all I got. So we're going to go with Toyota in a month or two, check out the fuel cell technology at a national science lab. We'll see, how environmentally friendly that really is. And hopefully Toyota and these other huge companies can help solve this problem. It's a huge problem right now. We're melting our planet, and our children are going to pay the price of that. So we got to figure this out, and hopefully Elephant will help give you a kind of user-friendly guide to seeing what's available now, and also ahead how we're going to figure this climate change issue out. So thanks so much, and I hope this was accessible and not too boring. I'll try and be more funny and silly next time. Waylon Lewis, checking out.